Hello, welcome to the second installment of the Bloggerman. I wanted to cover the actual card rooms that I went to, since this is a poker blog, and it's kind of messed up. Kanawaki is a pretty crazy place. We'll get into it a little bit later on, a little bit more in detail. It's pretty funny shit, though, I'll tell you, and I'll let you know more about it. You'll hear about it throughout this installment and the final one. So anyway, so I left the Hilton at about 6 o'clock and headed down to Kanawaki, which literally borders Montreal. So the problem I had was that both card rooms were on Route 132. 132 is a long road, and I don't know if it's because it's an Indian reservation. It doesn't have an actual address. It just says Route 132. So the TomTom nor the Camry had no clue where it is. Couldn't find it. Kind of driving around aimlessly, and it's pretty freaking dark out there. Like, it was dark. It was 7 o'clock. It's not some big city. It's an Indian reservation. And God forbid that I make that 69 cents per minute call to call up one of the card rooms and get directions, because you know me, ship the cell phone net. Can't lose that 69 cents in value, even though it ended up taking me an hour and a half. I'm not lying. It took me an hour and a half to get there. It should have taken me 10 minutes. I finally backed into it. The one I backed into was the Four Aces. Quickly on the Four Aces, I'm going to give you the first visual here. I'm actually going to move the computer over to a photo of the Four Aces, and you guys can tell me what you think, because I have a pretty good idea of what I think of it. So this is the outside in the morning when it was closed. Let me focus in. Okay, so that is the Four Aces. Yeah, it kind of looks like a cross between a barn and a roller derby. Looks like the kind of place where you'd see a roller derby match. And That's kind of what I thought I was getting into. So anyway, so I get there about 6:30, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I go through the first set of doors, and there's like kind of like a little room, and there's this giganto black man there. It's like, yo, I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble, I think, here. He happened to be really, really nice. Just kind of was like asking me where he heard from us. I said, online, I'm on a website, and blah, blah, blah. Great, really nice. So he opens the doors to the main room. I go in. I'm not even lying. It's nicer than the Borg inside. It's gorgeous. It's brand new, flat screen, beautiful plasmas everywhere. Brand new, smells new, looks gorgeous. So as I walk in, I get hit on each side, one female and one guy, and they come in. They introduce myself. They want to know, same things the black dude wanted to know, how I learned about it, this and that. Well, these guys happen to be the card room managers, and they're really, really, really nice. They explained to me that they had actually recruited a five-star chef who was actually now going to be the chef here in the card room, and he'd be making all the meals that were comped for higher limit players. And it wasn't crap. I mean, it was like filet mignon, tenderloin, chicken, all the good stuff. They had a beautiful area to eat, like gorgeous restaurant, and also a really cool bar. Like, it was awesome. So I was pretty fired up. The only game going at the time, there was a 90-person tournament that was filled for $90, and there was a 5-5 game 1K cap that was going as well. So I got myself on the list. I finally get in the game after about an hour. Place was starting to fill up a little bit. It's probably about 8:30 now. Ran good at first. 4-5 a club, flopped a joint. Two 3-6 a club. I flopped straight flush. I get paid, which was tasty. Other than that, pretty uneventful sesh. I leaked a little bit, won a little bit. I ended up winning 640 on the actual 4 hour sesh. I played from about 8 to 12. Food was great. People were really nice. Overall, I'd give the game a 7, maybe 7.5. Wasn't very loose, but it was very predictable. Kind of always knew where you were. You knew when people were making moves. It's a very comfortable game for that limit. What were people buying in for? Anywhere from 4 to 800. No real uber short stacks, and not a ton of people buying in for a K. Overall, I thought the game was very beatable. The Carter manager also mentioned that he would be happy if I brought up friends. If we, game the hours, obviously, he would, get us a cab back and forth from downtown Montreal and also take care of a room for us. So they're competing, and they want to make money. And you know what? They're going to, because the rakes are dirty, filth. Um, 1-2 is an $8 max rake. 2-5 is a $12 max rake, and 5-5, the game I was playing, was a robusto $14 rake. So they're definitely getting the money, even if it's not that busy. By the time I left, there were several games going. Two 2-5s, a 2-5, and 3-1-2s. it's alive and well. Montreal poker's alive and well, which is really nice to see. I had a really good time. So the next day, going back into Kanawaki in broad daylight, which was a hell of a lot better because I could see where I was going, I found the Snakes Poker Room. The Snakes Poker Room was, I heard, a lot more dingy. I'm going to go over here and get it set up here so I can show you guys what it looks like. The Snakes Poker Room was a lot more dingy from what I was told. So I'll let you guys see a picture of it right now. This was the outside. Focus in again. There she is. Once again, kind of roller derby like, barn, red. They're big into red in Kanawaki, evidently. Um, it was a inside. It was a card room. I guess that's the best way to put it. A little bit dingy. They had two separate areas split by a bar. The bar sucked because it was smoking. But the same deal. They had 5-5, 2-5, 1-2, same rates. The place was packed. They were spreading a free roll that was, good promotional thing to do. And they also had a bounty tournament for $80 that filled. There's probably 30 tables in there, and it was stuffed. Sadly, I caught a B. I had bought it for a K in the 5-5 and got it up to 17, and then ran into I had aces against King King and Queen Queen, and someone had flopped the king. All the money had got in pre-flop, and I had lost. It was like a 2,400 pot or something like that. So I dropped in. I ended up dropping a decent amount of money in the game, and when the dust settled after my $640 win, I had lost around four there, making a $240 profit for the 2 days. But I played about 10 hours, so $24 an hour, which is right where I want to be. So I wasn't really upset um, with the whole situation. This place was definitely dingier, but it was still fun. Both places had great service. Both places had good free food. Um, and like I mentioned, it really shows me that poker is alive and well in Kanawaki. So that was it as far as the two rooms went. I actually didn't get to the Casino de Montreal. I ended up leaving the next morning, so I don't really have a report from the Casino de Montreal. I know the tech tables evidently are there, but they're not. People are preferring live dealers, which is so gay. But anyway, that's what the word on the street is up there as far as that goes. But I think what makes this a strong play for a trip is the city and all the things you can do around it, all the places you can eat, all the things you can check out. Like, there's just a lot there. So I think it has value. It's not, unless you negotiate something with the card managers, which I think we can do. Um, you have to pay for hotels and things like that. But it's a different way to. It's a different place to play. Different languages being spoken. You know, it's just a lot different. But it was great. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. So overall, I give the games about a 7.5 to an 8. I give the actual poker city experience around a 9. I mean, it's really great. A really great place to spend time, whether you're with your buddies or if you want to go with your girl or your wife. I think it has value no matter how you go. Um, I think it's really, really nice. So anyway, so that's the Montreal Poker Report for the two rooms that I played in. I got one more installment coming in that I want to show you guys. That I want to tell you guys about. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll be back in a minute.